Hey everybody, there have been lots of questions about how to document a stroke and use a stroke scale in ImageTrend. So here's a quick video on how to go through the process. I'll start by looking at our adult medical stroke protocol and just pointing out that it asks us to do Cincinnati stroke scale. And if anything there is positive, it goes to the Lamb scale. If you notice between the two scales, both have facial droop, both have arm drift. The things that are different between the two is one has speech in Cincinnati, the other one has grip strength in Lamb's. The other, of course, obvious difference is that Lamb's is scored. So you give your points, 0, 1s, or 2s based on the criteria. Because that symmetry is there between the two scales, it changed the way our stroke scale looks a little bit in ImageTrend. So let's pull up a chart for you to look at. So in ImageTrend, there are a couple ways to get to your stroke scale. Probably the fastest and easiest is to go to your find field and type the word stroke. Click here and it will take you to Vitals, APGAR, and stroke scale. We're going to add a scale, add a stroke scale, and complete the information. So stroke scale speech, we can flag it as abnormal. Was it obtained prior to arrival? No, we're the ones doing the assessment. Of course, put your name in. Facial droop, is there any facial droop? For this one, we're going to say yes, there's right-sided facial droop. For the stroke scale arm drift, we're going to say the left drifts down. And for grip strength, we're going to say it is a weak grip. Based on this criteria and the numbers that are assigned through Lamb's, this is a 3. This means this patient can go to a non-elbow facility. If we make a change and say in Lamb's that instead our left arm falls rapidly, it puts us at a 4, which qualifies them for an elbow. Remember, 4 or higher qualifies them for an elbow. This is a combined score. It combines both Cincinnati and Lamb's because they're repeating criteria and still gives you a single score at the bottom. If you are Lamb's negative but Cincinnati positive, it will still give you a low score. Remember, that can go to a non-elbow facility. While we have you here looking at this, I want to touch on the other pieces that are important for strokes. The first is hospital team activations. Remember, this is also under our assessments and, under our activities. We'll simply do add, date and time, and what the stroke was or what the team was. This information, if you don't want to use the find field, can also be found under activities. You'll select activities here, it'll pull you up to the same panel. The last thing that's really important just to touch on is our last known well. If you can't remember where that is, remember the find field still works for this. We can just type in last known. It will give you symptom onset, last known well. We'll click on that. If the last known well is now, we'll just click on the clock. If it isn't now, we'll just populate it with what we want. Pretty straightforward. Hope this helps. If you have questions, please reach out. Thanks, guys.